Hey everybody, it's a Review Revolution, back at you again with a very cool double feature Friday Marvel Universe Marvel Greatest Battles comic pack. Today we're taking a look at the Dark Avengers, Spider-Man and Wolverine. Actually, it's the Dark Spider-Man and Dark Wolverine, but that's a little too much dark to say at one time. So we'll just call it Spider-Man and Wolverine from the Dark Avengers. Very much in the line of the old Toy Biz figures. Does come with the comic packed in. Dark Avengers #1, as a matter of fact. So that's one of the main reasons why I picked this up. Plus, these guys just look really, really cool. That's going to be really, really awesome. On the back, there we have Osborn as his Iron Patriot, Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Wolverine, Marvel Girl, his little crew of baddies. And actually, I mean, there's more out now under this Greatest Battles pack, but at the time it was Cyclops with Dark Phoenix. So kind of interesting. Dark Phoenix, Dark Wolverine, Dark Spider-Man, Dark Avengers. Very dark concept for these Greatest Battle packs. I don't know. But deep beneath Thunderbolt's mountain, the monstrous Venom is changed into a virtual copy of the hero Spider-Man. Not that he didn't start out that way. By the evil genius Norman Osborn. Elsewhere, the rage-filled son of Wolverine is recruited to replace his father. Both men become members of Osborn's Dark Avengers, a group of criminals masquerading as the heroes whose names they've stolen. Now, I haven't been following this storyline, so getting issue #1 is going to be kind of a treat. I'd like to get myself caught up on it. But as I said, these guys just look really cool. I've liked the 2-packs, at least some of the 2-packs that have come out so far. So we'll take a moment, pop these guys open, have a look. Be right back. All right, we've got the 2-pack open, and you know, these are really good. This is a really good 2-pack. I highly recommend this for anyone. Well, for anyone. Whether or not you're collecting the Marvel Universe, if you're kind of on the fence of the Marvel Universe, if you collected a few and you know you're not too sure which ones you really want to get, these are both actually really good. These are a little different from, you know, kind of the traditional heroes like the actual Wolverine or the actual Venom, but it's good interpretations, good variations on the idea, and the comic is a great read. Starting with Wolverine, which actually is probably the weakest of the two in my opinion, only because of how much I like this interpretation of Venom. This Wolverine is actually really, really nice. The son of Wolverine. First off, I love kind of how his suit harkens back to the old brown and gold. You know, when Wolverine kind of hit the scene, you know, this was kind of the costume that he had, and people flipped out. I mean, when he got his own title, this is the kind of suit that a lot of people really can recognize Wolverine in, and I think it's just great to see again. Even if it's on the son of Wolverine and the kind of doppelganger concept, I still think it looks fantastic. The mask looks great. The sculpt on him looks fantastic. The mask is not too big. It's not too small. It's exactly the right size and in proportion with the rest of the figure. Looks terrific. Torso with the paint on it lines up really, really nicely. There is a little bit of a drawback, which I'll get into the articulation in a second. But the 3 claws, 2 on the front, 1 underneath, these are shorter than what you'd see on a 6-inch figure. I'm pretty sure they're made of the same kind of plastic, but being that they're a little bit shorter, they're not as badly warped. Don't get me wrong, they do have a little warp to them, but not nearly as bad as you would get from like a Marvel Legends size or Marvel Legends scale figure. The legs, this gets back to what I was saying about Juggernaut before, is that there's this ball and pin joint inside the legs, which for Venom doesn't seem to cause much of a trouble, but for Wolverine, you're not really going to get him to stand with his legs just straight down. You know, he's going to have kind of this open stance. And it's okay, I suppose, but I don't know. I'm just a little worried that, with the way this is sculpted, being that he's not a big figure like Juggernaut, his legs may finally just spread so wide that he falls over. We'll have to find out. But it does come up and out. Has a really nice double joint at the knee. I like this double joint right here. That is very good. There is a twist at the foot and a hinge. Oh, as I should have mentioned, the head, it is on a ball joint. So side to side, goes up, down, and turns. Arms come up and out. Twist of the bicep, or twist of the shoulder, bicep, elbow, and wrist. And that's a really nice tribal pattern you've got on his arm. I like that. The torso, this is where I have kind of my biggest issue with him, because if you saw my Silver Surfer review, you would remember that I pointed out that on his crunch, doesn't really bend forward much, but as far as the back, it almost goes so far back that he looks broken. There was no piece, there was nothing put in here to kind of stop him from going, way back and going Mr. Calypso on us. It's just, it's a little thing. It's a little thing, but again, I think that a little bit of work on the sculpting to allow him to bend forward more and less back would have been kind of cool. So that's a look at Wolverine. Now, Venom is to me the prize, because this style of Venom takes me all the way back to, when Eddie Brock first got the symbiote. He was basically just a beefed up black-suited Spider-Man. There was no mouth, there was no tongue coming out, there was none of the really kind of oozy kind of style that he eventually became. He was just a dark Spider-Man, and I liked that version. I was sad to see him change. Eventually, I started to grow. The new version of Venom started to grow on me, but to be able to see him like this again is just a real treat. I really love it. The face looks really nice. No paint applications on that at all. The spider, I love how the spider's on there. Very large spider across his chest. On the back, lines up so well. Even on the sides, which is notoriously a bad thing for any black-suited Spider-Man, the legs line up just fine. It's always such a tricky thing, it seems, for black-suited Spider-Man, but here it's done really, really well. He also has the ball-jointed head. Look at that. Turns. Again, arm comes up, out. Twist of the bicep, elbow again, and wrist. His crunch, it is there, but it's not nearly as dramatic as it is on Wolverine. Legs do come up and out. Double joint at the knee as well. Twist, and the hinge. Needs to be worked out a little bit, but there is the hinge there. Now, Venom, interestingly enough, his legs can go straight down, and when you stand him next to Wolverine, because Wolverine's legs are spread a little wider, and because of the way he's kind of posed, somehow I just can't help getting him to look shorter. Now, this is the son of Wolverine. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be, but yeah, I can't help getting the feeling that Venom, who actually is a very beefy character, he's actually pretty heavy, is just overall a larger guy. Very cool, though. The comic, The Dark Avengers #1. Again, if you haven't followed it, like me, and you want to get caught up, it's a great place to start. I mean, there's some really great fights, some really great insight into what started here. I think there's a lot of backstory that I probably need to go catch up on in some of the other titles, but still really, really good. And as far as a Marvel Universe pack goes, if you're thinking about the line, if you've been collecting them on and off, this is one that you certainly get your money's worth. You know, I would definitely recommend it. Thank you for watching. Certainly thank you for joining me. Have a great weekend. Rate, comment, subscribe, join the revolution. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.